Terrifying Thursday. How are we doing, everybody? I just had to show off this Don't Fuck With Chuck t-shirt, baby. We are rocking. We are rolling. Moving the chains. It's your host, Sammy, the man, McIntyre. We are back live. Full boats flowing. We got football going on. I got my Badgers playing in a couple hours. But the biggest bombshell of all is what the Green Bay Packers and Dallas Cowboys just did. And Micah Parsons, which I said it last night, I wasn't in the mood to talk about it. He is now a Green Bay Packer. And I just got the trade details. I want to lay them out to you guys. So Micah Parsons details. I wrote this down before I got on here. Cowboys get Kenny Clark, an older but very good productive player, and 2 first-round picks. And the Packers get Micah Parsons. Now, Micah Parsons' contract, 4 years, $188 million, $120 guaranteed fully. Makes him the highest non-paid quarterback in NFL history. That could change soon. So let me start with this. So the Dallas Cowboys are not going anywhere. I'm sorry. Don't be delusional. You're not a Super Bowl team. Okay? You're getting picks. You need them. I kind of figured Micah Parsons, I was thinking about this today. He was done the minute he was sitting on the training table, not wearing his jersey, just kind of out of sorts. He was done with Dallas. Okay. Be that as it may, and I've said this before, I think Micah's a splash player. I kind of think he's a little overrated, but whatever. But I will say this now. You pair him with Rashawn Gary, watch out. Because Green Bay, in their minds, thinks we're Super Bowl. And I'm agreeing with this. And Aaron Lanham and his dad could attest to this. Because I'm telling you right now, they were the 5th-ranked defense in football last year. Watch out, because they just got better. They had all the components last year. They had a good rush at times, not consistent enough. I mean, they did have that 9-sack game against Tennessee, but Will Levis was quarterback. Who cares? So now I think that you put him with Gary. Jeff Hafley comes back. Their system's in place. They're not going to be so reliant on the offense for Jordan Love to make plays. This makes sense. And I think Green Bay is right there. And the NFC, even in their own division, let's think about it. I mean, listen, I'm pulling for the Lions. Mike Kesnick, I'm pulling for your team, and I'm rooting for them. But again, I look at this, the way that it is, and the Lions got 2 new fresh coordinators coming off the block. We don't know how that's going to go. We saw that how the Eagles was 2 years ago. Shane Steichen, Jonathan Gannon leave. It's a whole different ball game. And then you got the Bears with all their noise, and Caleb and his weird ass. And him and Ben Johnson going at it. I don't know what that's going to look like. It could be Mike Holmgren, Brett Favre. We don't know. And then I like Minnesota, and I love their personnel and the coaching, and it's awesome. But I don't know what J.J. McCarthy. I don't know. So a lot of unknowns in that division. Green Bay, I know what I get. They were 11-5 last year. They were 1-5 in division, but that's, because the quarterback got hurt. And I think this year they're going to split. Maybe they go 2-4. Who knows? But I think they're going to be better. And they're going to be so much better on defense because of this guy, because he's a game wrecker. And I feel like this is the other thing we don't talk about enough. He didn't have a sidekick in Dallas. He was the guy. Now, I've seen how this goes. Aaron Donald was the main guy. But Aaron Donald sometimes disappeared. But you knew where he was at, right? You knew where 99 was at. You had to put a red dot on him. And I feel like with Micah, he's that kind of guy. So now I'm excited to see what happens with with Green Bay. This is a great move. I have been banging this drum for years. They have not been pushed or chips to the middle of the table, go over the top like Coward has talked about. Now they do. And the 3 times they've done this in their history, they got Reggie White, Super Bowl. They got Charles Woodson, Super Bowl. They got Micah Parsons, question mark, could be Super Bowl. So their windows right now, it open the floodgates, wide open. Let's rock and roll this thing. And I think with Dallas, listen, they're going to probably have the 8th pick next year. They're going to be top 10. And they're a rebuild. And I think Jerry, listen, he's a crazy motherfucker. That's all I got to say. And it's just, this is what happens when you got a guy in his 80s who doesn't quite have his fastball, and he's delusional enough in his head because he's so damn wealthy that he knows everything. So this just is a crazy. This day could not get any crazier. Wow, Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer. Wow. In division. Oh, and by the way, get your popcorn ready, Terrell Owens, because the Packers roll into Dallas week 4. Oh, I cannot wait. Let's freaking go. So, I wanted to touch on a couple other things. Cam Ward was named captain today. Like I said, the last couple years, I've been sold on a couple guys. 2022 was Will Levis I was all in on. He was a guy I was, like, locked in. Then 23 was Penix. And then 24 last year was Cam Ward, this kid. And him already being named captain says something. Says something about the guy. I love his work ethic. I love the temperament this guy has. He has high, and I've heard Louis Riddick say this, mental horsepower. He's got a lot of it in him, and I love he's got the PH. He's got physical horsepower. We know that. The arm, the angles, all that stuff. That does matter. But when I watch this kid, when it comes down to it, his work ethic, his toughness, he's carried 3 programs. He got Washington State on the map. He got Miami put back on the map all last year. So this kid knows what it's like to face adversity. His dad's a big role model. I heard him say this. His dad got him a 4 a.m. for a job he didn't like. So that motivates him. I'm just super in love with this kid. I think Tennessee's going to be a good watch this year. I don't know how good they're going to be, but they've got a lot of players on this team. And I like Brian Callahan, the coach. Will Levis blew 3 games from last year. You saw the body language. You saw what it was like. But this year, I think with this kid, their offensive line's going to be a little bit work in progress, but I still have a lot of faith in Billy Callahan. My Aunt Colleen Naraki knows all about him because of my Uncle Mark, and he was teammates with him at Benedictine. So I'm rooting for the kid. I'm rooting for Bill. I'm rooting for Brian for them to have success. So I'm all in. And then the last thing, last but not least, Kyle Hamilton, Notre Dame guy, the Fighting Irish, has got a 4 years, $100 million contract. Good for him. Love that player. He's a stud, high character guy, no bullshit. He's not, you know how those DBs are. They got egos, and they're kind of prima donnas, and all that. I've seen it my whole life. This kid's not. He's different. And I like that the Ravens, to me, I feel like are one of the best organizations in terms of football in my life. They're on that short list. I think Green Bay. I think Pittsburgh. Although I've had my criticisms with Pittsburgh. I just think because they know what they're doing. And I think the other thing with the Ravens, I think that's very cool is they're rewarding. Hey, if you play really well, we'll take care of you. And that's a great sign from an organization. We'll pay you on the front end, not the back end. And they're going to get that right. And I also like now them drafting Malachi Starks from Georgia, who's an absolute stud. Didn't get the interception numbers I would have liked from that safety position, but very good player, very instinctive, range, can play the middle, can play the deep end of the safety position. Kyle Hamilton's at his strength. He's down in the box, kind of like a Cam Chancellor kind of guy. Love it. So this is a great, great day for if you're a Ravens fan. Max Lawson, I'm talking to you. But it's just a great day for football. Glad it's back. We've got a fun-filled weekend this weekend with college football. All day Saturday. We got game Sunday. The heavens have risen, and we are back full throttle. I cannot thank you enough. Seasonal depression. It's over. So that's all I want to touch on here tonight. I hope you guys are doing well. Hit the like, subscribe, share button. Stay tuned. I got a lot more content. Probably got some Sunday after the college football games. What my takeaways on those are. But stay tuned. Football season's back. Adios. Scary, terrifying Thursday. Have a great one. Godspeed. Peace.